Welcome to part 2 of the skid steer video. It is now springtime here. We started the video in the fall, been sidetracked, coming to you late, but that's okay. The little skid steer here has been working great all winter, doing firewood, doing snow plowing. We only ran into one issue with it, which was cold starting when it was super cold out. Come to find out, absolutely none of the glow plugs were working at all in the thing. So we got those replaced. Like I said, she's pretty minty now. Been putting in the work with her. She's ready to go. But with that being said, here's part 2. Hope you guys enjoy. Going to be using is this stuff right here. So if you guys get this stuff, make sure it's oil. Don't get latex. And this one's gloss, but you can get it in flat or whatever. It's just something I had. Alright, that's it. We'll let that dry. Give it another coat tomorrow. The next thing is replace these seals. I got the strut undone already. I'm going to replace these old worn out weather stripping. Look at that. No good. It's all stiff and dry rotted. Garbage. Oh, we got new stuff. So much harder than I thought it would be, but she's in. She's looking good. Corners are bent. Let's see. Watch, the door won't even close now. What the heck? That's crazy. Keep pushed on more. That way, there's not that much of a difference. That's crazy. Anyways, we'll adjust it. We need to adjust it here somehow, or from in here, I would imagine. All right, guys, check this out. I took this door, like the clasp onto here, whatever you'd call it. And I guess the old weather stripping was a problem because look, someone put spacers on it. So I'm gonna pop those off and that should fix our issue. There was 2 washers in each of the bolts there, plus the original factory washers, so check it out now. Just closes, no problem. You gotta give a little shove. But that's the way it should be. So obviously that was a fix for somebody too cheap or too lazy to replace the weather stripping, because you know what? It actually wasn't even expensive. It was literally like $30 on Amazon. On to the next. I got the rear window out here. This time I put a rag here so it didn't mess it up even more. Which I guess I'll have to replace that window one day, but I'm going to take all the weather stripping off. Replace this too. This is all old and dry rotted. Garbage. This. Might as well paint all this, clean it up. Doesn't rust even more. Okay, paint's all dry. Let's see if we can get this on. It should be fun. Done. Still a paint, but it was easier than the front. So let's get this sucker installed. Here we go, guys. It's looking good, minus the crack. She said hold the heat in now. That's what I want for the winter. Winter's coming, so show you in here. Floor's all painted. It's all cured up. We got 2 coats on there. The glass is good. It's not even glass, actually. It's plexiglass or like hardened plastic, whatever, safety glass. I'll show you the mat that I got. Like I said, this just came out of the wife's car. Throw it in here like so. It actually fits pretty good. There we go. That looks nice. Like I said, easy to remove when comes time to clean it out. And it is a little tray with lips, so it will keep the water in, which is nice. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, guys, so we're gonna turn our attention to the back of this thing, which this door needs some attention. So I got some pins for it. So we gotta straighten this out. Let's see. So we gotta straighten these out. These ones aren't too bad. I straightened them a little bit. These ones are super wonky. I'm gonna have to fix this. This is all cracked. Can't. I know that was gonna happen. Okay, so I just welded up some of these because they were loose from the grill at the bottom. I cleaned up here a little bit. I just need a little bead here here, and then the opposite side in there. There we go, that's all she needed. Alright guys, I didn't film that because it was super tedious and annoying, but I got a pin in it. This side I got as straightened as I could, which is this is going to be my hinge side. This side I'll show you. Whew. Freaking brutal. I had to use a bolty, and look how far off these holes are. I didn't have a big enough drill bit, and even if I did, the pin that I bought, which is that here, would be super sloppy anyway, just because how far out they are. But at least we got a lot of the sag out of it. Like there still is a little bit here, but nowhere near as bad as it was before. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on it because it's not that important to me. Like obviously it's nice to have everything functioning properly, but I'm not going to go buy bigger drill bits, start bending metal or cutting things off and re-welding it for that. So like, once it's in there, it's pretty tight. It's not horrible. Like honestly I wish I could do better, but I'm just, like I said, I'm not taking the time for that. Our next thing we're going to work on is the exhaust. So we're going to get to that next. Rip all this old stuff out, install a new one. Like I said, guys, I already cracked these just out of curiosity before. I think I mentioned it. We gotta work on getting this guy out. This guy right here. Fuck. I feel like I twisted it out a bit, guys, there. Let's try again. I'm not getting penetration, man. I've tried like 10 times to weld a nut onto this sucker and break it free, but it's just not happening. I don't know, gotten close. Like I've gotten to stick really good, and it just keeps breaking it off. So I think my next step is I'm gonna see if I can drill it out slowly. So last night I ended up just drilling that hole all the way out. And so today I got new bolts and a tap that was the right size, so we're gonna tap it and all should be good. What? There we go. A lot better. Perfect. That was surprisingly easy to cut. That was just a pain in the butt. What I had to do was push this inside the muffler and at this joint as much as I could. And I actually ended up putting a pry bar in between here, flexing it over to the angle I needed. And then I grabbed the mallet, hit it here, popped it in. And then as I was holding this, I had to tighten down this this clamp here to hold this pipe in the muffler. And then I put the last spring on. So it was a big pain in the butt. What I'm gonna do now, just try to straighten out this skid plate and this one. They're just bent in the corners, and we'll slap those back on. All right guys, after hours and hours of digging around what this alternator problem was, I finally found the culprit. So I split the fuse box in half and got out to the back of it here. Zoom out. So in the back of it, this was the alternator fuse, which was connected right here to the diode alternator fuse. And in between those two, they're linked together, so they're on the same circuit. This diode here was blown out, so I wasn't getting my jumper power from the main alternator fuse to the diode fuse, which powered the third wire of the alternator. So what I did was cut out the old alternator diode fuse and put a new one in, soldered it in place. I'm gonna shrink wrap it. I'm gonna put it back in, and let's see if this worked. I'm like 99% sure this is gonna solve my issue. So it was this pin here that I had to remove, this is the main power pin. And it goes to this pin here. So from underneath the fuse block, power jumps to this one, but through a diode. So the alternator doesn't backfeed power through them. So that diode in between these two was blown, and then there's also in this slot here, there's another diode. I don't know why there's two diodes, but there is. So power goes from here, on the back side, in here, through the diode, into this one, and to the alternator this way. And this is what it looks like from the other side. They're just linking each other up. Let's put some shrink wrap over it. So let's put our fuses back in and see if we got power. The truth to see if these battery light comes on. So if it doesn't, that means we're charging. If it does come on, that means it's not. Let's see. Sweet, we fixed it. We are charging. We got no light. Awesome. Wanted to interrupt the video for 2 seconds, guys. Just wanted to ask you if you could please subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm working my way up to 1,000 subs. We're getting real close. I appreciate all you guys watching. We're just trying to get to that milestone. And I won't keep you guys any longer. We'll get back to the video. So machine is pretty much 100% wrapped up. So let's go grab one of the buckets and we're gonna weld some teeth onto it because I got a digging project coming up. We got the 4-way bucket in the garage and marked it all out. Getting ready to weld out the teeth. So I had to do a little bit of math here, which isn't my strong suit, but we got 10 teeth, so we're gonna do one at each very end, and then we had to space them out evenly in between. So we did the math, we got everything marked. So we're pretty much just ready to put them in place, or actually I gotta grind the paint away first. And we're gonna put them in place and just give them a tack and go from there.
You know what?
We're back, we gotta grind on this thing.
One count the rest.
To about here. Alright, I guess I gotta get the paint off of these suckers a little bit. Trying to get these tacked on right now. Got these two just tacked. Trying to just make sure they're all consistent. Kind of eyeballing it, but not too bad. I told you I wasn't good at math, so I marked it all out, as you can see. Tacked them all on, as you can see, but I had one tooth left over. So we got 9 on here, so whatever. Everything's an equal distance apart. It looks good, so we got 1 left over for whatever, the next project or whatever, we'll find a use for it. So I also want to double check everything here. Everything seems to be lining up, except for I got 2 that are a little short. So the one on the end and this guy here. So I'll break those off, line them up properly, but all the other ones seem to be good. They're all spaced out evenly and offset from the bucket. So like I said, we got this one and this one we gotta push back a little bit. Maybe not. There we go. There we go, perfect. Not the best welder in the world, but she'll hold up. Finally got them all welded up. So we're gonna throw in the teeth now, and we're gonna try this sucker out in the morning. So I'm pretty excited to try the teeth on this bucket. What I'm about to show you here now is in one of my paddocks, and I'm just trying to clean it up because it's just a huge pile of dirt and rocks mixed together, and I want to get it cleaned up. I want to get some animals next year, so that's the task at hand. And one of the reasons why this 4-in-1 bucket is going to come in handy, I'm going to see if I can try to take some of it's going to help sort some of the rocks out. I was thinking about picking up a specific rock bucket, but I think this will do the trick. So if I get a load of material in the bucket, open the back up, kind of shift it around, I'm hoping it's going to take out the big rocks anyways are going to be left behind in the bucket, and the dirt's going to kind of fall out, so I can separate it a little bit. Not too worried about all the little stuff. But you guys will see there's a ton of big stuff in here. And I started on the pile, as you can see, with this bucket, and actually with my other smooth bucket that I have, and these teeth are gonna be the ticket, I'm hoping anyways, but we're about to see. So stay tuned, let's find out.